Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look now at some stocks making news in the week ahead. I'm Nathan Hager with Mandeep Singh, Global Head of Tech Research at Bloomberg Intelligence. Great to have you on as we're going to be looking ahead to a lot more big tech stocks in the week ahead. What are we expecting when it comes to earnings from Google parent Alphabet, Mandeep?
Look, I mean, what we saw with Meta was, accelerating top line growth. And in the case of Google, both the search business as well as the YouTube business have, I would say, modest expectations going in the quarter, low to mid-teens growth. So, we felt double-digit growth for Alphabet over the last few quarters was very impressive given, the threat from ChatGPT. But I think Meta has really raised the bar in terms of digital ad growth in the fourth quarter. So I would be looking for accelerating top line growth, at least high teens growth for YouTube and, low to mid teens growth for the core search business of Alphabet.
Since you mentioned Meta Platforms, we should say that the AI spend from Microsoft seemed to spook a lot of investors last week. Given that Alphabet has its Google Cloud business, could that be a concern for investors there when it comes to AI spend in the cloud?
You're right. I mean, what Microsoft Sprint has shown is you can't really miss the cloud growth numbers. So in the case of Alphabet, expectations are Google Cloud will have at least 35% growth. And based on the work that we have done, Google really has had some very impressive deal wins this quarter in their cloud segment. So chances are they should do better. And remember, Google has their TPUs, so they shouldn't be as supply constrained as Microsoft probably was in the quarter with the GPU situation. So my guess is Google Cloud segment would see sequential acceleration, and they should beat the consensus number handedly.
And how do you see Google's TPU processors faring compared to the GPUs that we get from NVIDIA?
I mean, if there's one theme that we have heard so far this earnings season is AI infrastructure demand remains insatiable, and all these companies are wanting to get as much, compute capacity as they can. So Google's TPUs, are used both internally for Google overviews and across their family of apps, as well as they're used on Google Cloud. And so from that perspective, I do think, Google should be able to show the most efficiency when it comes to AI infrastructure, and that should get reflected in their gross margins, which I expect to be better than the rest of the hyperscalers.
We're also going to hear from Amazon this week. They report their earnings. What are you expecting from their cloud unit, AWS?
Yeah, you want to see all these cloud companies show sequential acceleration. It didn't happen with Microsoft, hence we saw that negative reaction. And in the case of AWS, I would say expectations again are like for low 20% growth. So given they are the largest cloud provider, they should be able to beat those numbers. But look, what we have heard so far is supply constraints are real when it comes to AI compute capacity, and that may have a bearing on whether AWS ends up beating those consensus numbers or not.
Is low 20% enough to wow investors?
No, but you want to see that sequential acceleration. So I mentioned about the size of AWS. So that's almost $135 billion run rate business for Amazon. Contrast that with Microsoft, which is more $100 billion, and Google Cloud is like $60 billion run rate. So given their size, low 20% would be in line, but anything more than that would be impressive. And I think that would help the stock.
And along with Amazon and Alphabet, another A in big tech reports this week, Advanced Micro Devices. How's the computer chip business looking right now, Mandeep?
I mean, look, Meta just told us they plan to spend up to $135 billion in CapEx, which is a 70% increase from what they spent in 2025. So we were modeling like 50% increase in CapEx from hyperscalers going into 2026. Chances are that number will be revised upward. And so it will trickle down to the likes of AMD, which is the second biggest GPU provider after NVIDIA. And so to my mind, AMD's deal with OpenAI and some of the other business that they have won over the last few months should help, exceed expectations when they print their results.
Does AMD need to show more market share compared to NVIDIA?
I think this is such a big market that everyone is realizing that you don't need to, win market share from NVIDIA as long as you have a good product that, companies are interested in buying. And OpenAI has that deal with AMD now. That is a big leap of faith in terms of AMD's capabilities to supply, 6 gigawatts of power that has all AMD chips. And I think that should help them win more enterprise business over time.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.